How do you calculate poker equity in multi-way pots? Imagine you're sitting at a poker table with 3 or more players, and everyone has chips in front of them. You're trying to figure out what your chances are of winning if everyone stays in until the showdown. That's where understanding how to calculate poker equity in multi-way pots comes into play. It might sound complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes a powerful tool in your game. First, you need to estimate the possible hands or ranges for all the players still involved. Instead of just thinking about one opponent, you consider what hands they could have based on their actions, position, and tendencies. For example, if someone raised from early position, they might have a stronger range like high pairs or big suited connectors. If another player called from the button, their range could be wider, including suited aces or weaker pairs. Next, you want to figure out your hand's chance of winning against all these ranges combined. This means calculating the percentage of times your hand will come out on top at the end of the hand, considering all possible community cards. Your equity includes winning outright or tying with other hands. Because doing this math manually is tough, most players use software tools like PokerStove, Equilab, or advanced solvers. These programs simulate thousands of possible board runouts and hand matchups to give you an accurate percentage of your equity against multiple ranges. They take into account the different ways your hand can improve or fall behind. In a 2-player game, equity is often close to 50-50, but in multi-way pots, the average equity per player drops. For 3 players, it's roughly 33% each, and with more players, it shrinks further. This is because the more opponents, the more chances someone has a better hand or a draw that can beat you. Knowing your equity helps you decide whether to call, raise, or fold. For example, if your equity times the pot size minus your call cost is positive, it's a good spot to stay in. Even if your raw equity is lower in multi-way pots, the bigger pot size can make calling profitable. It's also important to remember that not all of your equity is always realized after the flop. Opponents can act after you, and their betting or bluffing can change the actual chances of winning. Hands with strong drawing potential, like suited connectors or flush draws, tend to keep more equity in multi-way pots because they have multiple ways to improve. Medium-strength hands or top pairs tend to lose value as more players enter the pot. In the end, calculating your equity in multi-way pots involves estimating opponents' ranges, using software to simulate outcomes, and then applying that knowledge to make smarter decisions based on pot odds and expected value. Mastering this process helps you navigate the tricky waters of multi-way play with more confidence and clarity.